Hello, what is up? It is me, Ben Humphrey, the freak of nature, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, Lee Haney. We're talking Mr. Olympia champions today. The greatest bodybuilders to have ever walked the earth. The most muscular men to ever grace the stage. The Mr. Olympia competition has been around for decades, and that means there are quite a lot of Olympia champions, with all different types of physiques, some extremely large, larger than life characters, and others that have the lines of a painting, of a Da Vinci art piece. Da Vinci, is that the right one? Who cares? We're not on about art today, we're on about muscle monsters. So I picked 5 Olympia champions that are, in my opinion, the greatest Olympia champions. And you're going to think, well, Ben, how have you decided that? Well, luckily, it's kind of already been decided for me. The reality is, the guys that have won the most Olympias are probably the most impressive Olympia competitors ever to grace the stage. So we're talking about Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia. We're talking Lee Haney, 8-time Mr. Olympia as well. Phil Heath, 7-time Mr. Olympia. Arnold Schwarzenegger, 7-time Mr. Olympia. And Dorian Yates, 6-time Mr. Olympia. So those are going to be the main guys that I look at. And I'm going to give special mentions to the likes of Jay Cutler, 4-time Mr. Olympia. And also Sergio Olivier, who was only a 2-time Mr. Olympia, but he was ahead of his time. All Mr. Olympias are incredible physiques, and just winning the Olympia means you are the greatest bodybuilder of that year. No questions asked. Okay, that's how prestigious this competition is. We must not forget the achievement that these guys have done. The first person that we are going to look at, Big Sergio. Big Sergio. For his day, this guy was a monster. Arms the size of legs. Legs the size of arms? Tree trunks. Tree trunks for legs. Legs for arms. Chest for days. This guy was one of the best. Competitive powerlifter, bodybuilder. He did everything. He's kind of like Big Guns McGee, aka me. Except he was way bigger and better and stronger. Like most of the people on the list, I'm not salty about it, but I'm a little bit salty. Ready salted, I am. Very ready salted. And Big Sergio, what did he have? What were his main features? His arms. Ginormous arms. His arms. His arms. Everyone loves arms. But do they compare to Arnold's arms? Arnie, the Terminator. The guy who took on the Predator and won. And I'm not talking about Kai Green. I'm talking about the actual Predator. Scary stuff. His arms are even better. I'm just going to put it straight out there. His arms are better. He has the craziest bicep peaks you'll ever see. His chest was larger. He did come after, so he has a little bit of an advantage in being a later Mr. Olympia with the advancements in technology and what. So if I was going to compare, which is the whole point of this video, Arnold is definitely going above Sergio Olivier. But is anyone comparable to Sergio? But if you look at Sergio's arms, and you look at, say, a more modern guy like Phil Heath, 7-time Mr. Olympia, another guy that we're comparing here, are his arms similar? Do you know what? They're pretty darn close. And that is extremely impressive. So arms-wise, Sergio is up there. For his day, he has some crazy arms. And these are all the arms of the guys that I've mentioned. Impressive stuff, I know. I might just sneak a picture of my own arms in there. Or maybe I haven't. Who knows? Yeah, looking at all these arms, Sergio's definitely up there. We know he is. He's a beast. He's a monster. But I've got him in 5th or 6th or whatever. I don't fucking care anymore. Big arms, McGee, Sergio Olympia, respect. Bomb bomb. Next person we're going to look at. Who was it? Oh, Lee Haney. A monster. Maybe his arms aren't as crazy as Sergio's. But his back. He may be the single-handedly, the reason why they say Mr. Olympia is won from the back. This guy could outclass any other back on stage. Any other back. He was full, he was round, he was 8 times Mr. Olympia, and that's all you need to know. We're going to compare some backs. Now, I said Lee Haney's back was good. And I think there are a lot of good backs there. But he pioneered the backs. And that's why everyone after him has got an amazing back. Because people realised that you needed the back. You needed it. It was one of the key components to becoming a Mr. Olympia champion. All I can think of is Baby got back. Because there are some aggressive looking backs there. Some that look like king cobras. Like they're actually going to come out of the forest and eat you. It's all often debated who has the best back in bodybuilding history. And it really does come down to the big 2. We're talking Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia. Dorian Yates, 6-time Mr. Olympia. These guys have not only ginormous backs that could block out the sun, but incredible definition and muscularity in the back. And really it all starts from the thickness of the traps down to the lats. That's it. That's it. That's all you need. Massive traps and massive lats. But in all seriousness, you can see every detail in their back. And it kind of, you have these giant traps that are coming out at you and giving it this kind of 3D turtle shell look. Like a Ninja Turtle. Yeah? And that's what you want. Something that comes out of the judges. Something that makes you feel genuinely scared for your life. And Dorian Yates and Ronnie Coleman have that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say either one or the other. That's probably for a different time. But I'm just going to say that when it comes to the back, Ronnie Coleman and Dorian Yates are probably the best 2 to have ever lived in the back department. No questions asked. Dismissed. The 2 guys who I refer to as kind of the silent killers. Because these 2 were probably the most consistent guys. And that is Jay Cutler and Phil Heath. Coincidentally, they were pretty good friends and they had the same trainer in Hanny Rambod. Maybe the guy's a genius, maybe they're just extremely genetically talented, and they are. But he's probably very good at coaching as well. Because these guys, year after year, come in amazing. They come in with muscles basically exploding off their skeleton. Giving them that 3D look that comes at you like a pop-up book. Oh shit, it's Phil Heath's delt. And it's just hit me in the face. That's how at you they are. And these 2... Well, Jay Cutler, although he only won 4 times, he was clashing with Big Ronnie. And he came in so many years, dialed in to perfection. And he just missed out. Just missed out. But he came in so good so many times. And that in itself makes him a living legend. Phil Heath, again, Battle of the New Era. He was against these guys like Big Ramy, Kai Green, that were just ginormous. Again, they're massive, massive guys. And he managed to seal down the victories time and time again with just how consistently and how good his lines looked. And it's just hard to beat someone that's almost perfect in how they look and how their muscles are proportioned on their body. Not to mention these guys just didn't have a body part that was bad. Didn't have a body part that kind of looked a little bit out of place. Everything was on point. Yeah, it's almost hard to come away with a winner, with a grand victor. I'd have to say the most popular Olympia champion was probably Ronnie Coleman, and always will be. He is loved for just how enormous he got and how good some of his muscle groups really were. And you can't really fault a lot of these guys on their conditioning, on the amount of muscle they had, on their body parts, because they are just the champions and always will be. But it's my time to rank, and I'm just going to get this out of the way very quickly. I'm going to go Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dorian Yates, Lee Haney, Phil Heath, Sergio Olivier. Bam! That was very quick. Have you got that again? That was Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dorian Yates, Lee Haney, Phil Heath, Sergio Olivier. If you think it's something different, let me know. Leave a comment, leave a like, and all I can say is if you're going for the Olympia, you better be prepared because these guys are all so amazing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bicep check, bam, and we're out of here. See you later.